Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 23, Book 1, Querzol, the Swamp Monster. And starting off a new series of Beast Quest is of course Series 23. The next season, Series 24, should be coming out this month, but you know, it's a good time to get back into Beast Quest by reading up these books and see how we do. So, yeah, finished up Querzol, had to get back into these because that's part of the channel as well. But yeah, so let's get through with this. Like always, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. So let's go. Tom and friends were celebrating Queen Aroha's birthday, and after a story about King Hugo's long-lost brother, who was presumed dead by the northern barbarians, it was revealed he was alive, and he had come with an army. Hugo called off his men, shocked to see his elder brother alive. So that's an awesome way to start, having King Hugo's brother come back. Our heroes greeted Angelo, the king's elder brother. He had with him one of Tom's old enemies, Capra, the witch, and the mother of Petra. Once inside, Angelo explained that him and his forces fought off against the barbarians and their 4 deadly beasts. He said it was Capra who healed his wounds, giving him the second wind he needed to claim victory over his enemy. Now Angelo was revealed to be alive. The crown was rightfully his by birthright, so passing it over, King Angelo made Harkman scrub his boots, which made Tom have a bad feeling about this. As soon as it was mentioned that Hugo had an elder brother, I knew he'd come back to retake the throne, because that's what they mainly do in these stories. Tom woke up next morning to see Capra had been sent to order Harkman into increasing the royal tax, so that the money was put up for even further protection for the kingdom. Harkman argued that the kingdom need no more protection, and he refused to go through these orders. Having the captain stripped of his rank and sent to the dungeons, Tom tried yelling at King Angelo about this, but that resulted him being stripped of his magical belt and his shield tokens. I'm not sure if he still has the golden armor power though. So yeah, great. Already a lovely start. First, Harkman, it's a typical, King Angelo abuses his power and disagrees with how things run around here. I like Harkman standing up, but as the king, he takes what he wants and does what he likes. And he takes away Tom's stuff too. That's a great way to show how our hero is loved. Ah, you've got a great hero. Let's screw him over a bit. Great. Tom was thrown into the same cell as Harkman. It's still shocking to me. It's still shocking to me to see how much Harkman and Tom now care for one another since their bumbling squabbles in the Elder Books. Tom remembered in the fight, Angelo fought with his left hand, which, while the legends state he's famous for using his right hand. My theory is this is just an imposter Capra cooked up. So the real enemy to me, in my theory, is Capra, and she's like the puppet master. That's what I think was going on here. Adro came in, also worried when suddenly Tom was escorted outside to have his head chopped off. But before meeting death, he was shown a cauldron by the king. It was all I can't speak today. It was melted gold, that the remains of the golden armor. Tom no longer possesses any power, and with no allies around to help him, it seemed to be truly his end. I like this villain. I like this King Angelo. If it is King Angelo, we don't know. I like this King Angelo though. He does what I would do. He does what I would do. Magically remove Tom of his powers, then melt the golden armor. Damn. Shame we have to wait this long in the series to get this villain, because he's the most effective villain so far by focusing on the hero. And yes, true, Malvel did that too, but not on like removing his powers type way. And if he did, you can correct me in the comments. But yeah, so Tom no longer has these powers. Tom was saved by Eleanor, of course, and after a scuffle she led him to Daltek, who gave him his sword and shield. Then Daltek created a portal to a swamp in the wildlands. It was up to Tom to put everything right. While Daltek watched the new king, they arrived, and Well, yeah. So while Tom and Eleanor are going to put everything right, Deltic's going to be secretly observing the new king. So we've got a setup going for the plan. So while they arrived, and while at first Tom was sad he had lost his powers, Eleanor reminded Tom on how his quest began. He then had nothing, but in the end he claimed victory, and he still got the vast experience. So yeah, in his early quests he did have nothing, but over time he grew stronger as a fighter and became a pretty good master of the beasts, proving an honour to his father's memory. Plus, he still got Eleanor, so it's not a total loss. After some walking, our heroes were attacked by a living tree. Deja vu! Tom mentions that the golden armour is gone forever, but I'm sure in a world with magic there are ways it could return. Tom told Eleanor to stop struggling. The more they struggled, the tighter the beast would put pressure on them. The beast, known as Querzol, uprooted himself and walked off with our heroes. Soon enough, Tom got free and did his best to keep Querzol at bay. But Querzol soon got used to Tom's fighting pattern, picking up his feet and putting him near his mouth, as his sword lay down on the swampy grounds. Tom was about to be eaten by the beast when Eleanor came tossing a projectile, which actually pushed Tom to sink down into the swamp. It didn't kill Querzol though. How do I put this? Yeah, it pushed Tom into the swamp. So the projectile didn't kill Querzol though. Tom thought his hope was lost when he spotted Querzol's heart. So Tom's now at the bottom of the water while Querzol's above the water. And he sees that the roots is Querzol's heart. Tom's weakening. With his fading strength, he just managed to impale Querzol's heart, reverting the beast back to a tree. A tribe of people came out claiming to be barbarians, who revealed some information that make our heroes suspect Angelo has been lying to them. The tribe's people agreed to share more info if they would hold a feast for Tom's victory. It was agreed, and they followed the tribespeople. Still aware that there are 3 more beasts out there. So yeah, it's an interesting start with Querzol. It's a good start. I think I did pretty well for it. A few scuffles here and there, nothing too major. So like always, characters and then my overall thoughts. So this is Tom in a bad state, which is justifiable because it's the first book. He's bound to have some bad karma. But this is like the worst he's ever gotten. His entire powers are ripped away from him. And then you've got this new villain, Angelo. But yeah, the new villain Angelo pushing orders against him. Then you've got Capra coming back. Everywhere he goes, he can't get a break. Even with the Beast, with his weakened state, now that his powers are gone, the Beast surprised him. And Tom just really can't get a break. He's really struggling here, and it really hopes that we can bring him back around. But thanks to Eleanor and Daltic and all his sidekicks and his inner strength, he manages to defeat the Beast despite his lack of power. So this one book gives Tom his own little character arc, where he starts off strong, loses all his power, and despite having no power at all, he manages to save the day and beat the Beast. Eleanor gets the side role, but she does save Tom a few times in the book. One at his execution and one at the Beast stuff, so it's great that Daltic gets sidelined, so I'm not going to go over him. King Hugo should get more of a major role, but he kind of doesn't. He just lets his big brother walk all over him, which he kind of does because he respects his brother. But speaking of which, we'll go to his brother now, Angelo. If this is Angelo anyway, because it could be an imposter like before, because we have had fake characters show up before on the show. Not the show, but the series of books. But, Angelo, I'm going to call him King Angelo because that's what he is for the time being until we discover otherwise. But King Angelo, he's an interesting villain, very smart, going to remove Tom's powers, which he believes he should do so because I'm here now, we don't need a new Master of the Beast, I'm the perfect warrior, all that stuff. So he does that, he removes Tom's powers, he dismisses his brother, he gets rid of the captain, and he treats everyone beneath him, apart from his own army and his witch Capra. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on about this guy, what I want answers to, of course. I'm curious to see how it's going to go with this villain. And I hopefully, whoever this character is, if this character is revealed to be someone else, like a new villain, or like a villain who can change his form or something like that, I hope he sticks around because he proves to be a threat, or she, depending on who it is. But if it's all Capra's doing, I hope we get more of Capra because she's an interesting villain, because there's probably stuff we don't know. But yeah, that's an interesting stuff going on. And the same goes with Capra. I don't know much about her because I've heard of her, she's from a special. So I'm interested to see more about Capra, how we go through with this. But that's pretty much it for Querzol, the swamp monster. Not much. All we get is a lot of questions and we don't get any answers to, apart from a few little breadcrumbs here and there. So it's a nice setup, it's a nice starter book, I would say, with such high stakes at the start and lots of questions, and it just implies it asks more. So it's not much to compare it to when it comes to the other books in the series. But when it comes to starter books, it's probably one of the better ones because of how it starts up its stakes, you know what I mean? But there's my overall thoughts on Querzol, the swamp monster. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, go subscribe, that good stuff. Hit the notification bell right in the corner down below, so you can stay in tune with all Beast Quest related topics on this channel and various other content on there as well. Join us next time as we continue on Series 23 with, of course, the next beast, Crotax, the Tusked Destroyer. Till next time, guys, peace.